Ever found yourself constantly giving in, compromising your needs for the sake of others? Maybe it's time to ask, are you sacrificing too much in your relationships? Let's face it, sacrifices are part of any relationship. But when those sacrifices go unspoken, they can quietly erode the bond you're trying to build. And the truth is, these unspoken sacrifices often stem from a place of fear. Fear of conflict, fear of disappointing others, fear of being seen as selfish. Take Zoe, for example. When her boyfriend, William, asked her to move with him to Chicago for his graduate studies, she packed up her life and followed him. She left behind a job she loved, friends she cherished, and a city that felt like home. Zoe never voiced her discomfort or the weight of her decision to William. And it didn't stop there. She even agreed to get a couch she didn't like, just to keep the peace. But what did all this unspoken sacrifice do? It created an invisible rift, a growing resentment she never intended. When you label your actions as a sacrifice, it's not just about doing something for someone else. It's about sidelining your own needs and wants. While it's normal to occasionally give up a weekend to help a friend move or to support your partner's dreams, when these sacrifices become the norm, they start to breed resentment. Over time, this can lead to an imbalance in the relationship, with one partner quietly keeping score, waiting for their turn to be prioritized, or feeling undervalued. So, what's the real consequence of constant sacrifice? You begin to expect the same level of sacrifice from others, but what if they don't meet your unspoken expectations? You start keeping score, silently tallying up everything you've given versus what you've received. And when that balance tips too far, resentment sets in. But here's the thing. The root of all this sacrifice often lies in our fear of conflict. We don't speak up because we're afraid of what might happen if we do. Will they be upset? Will it lead to a fight? Will they think less of us? But the reality is, by not speaking up, we're only creating a larger problem down the road. So, what's the alternative? How do we break this cycle? It starts with communication and aligning with your values. Instead of brushing your needs aside, be upfront. Imagine if Zoe had told William that while she wanted to support him, she also struggled with leaving her job and friends. Or if you told your friend that you're happy to help move, but you also have other commitments that day. This isn't just about avoiding conflict. It's about living with integrity. It's about deciding the kind of person you want to be and acting in a way that aligns with your values. Yes, sometimes that means doing something difficult for the sake of the relationship, but it also means being honest about your needs, rather than assuming others can read your mind. So, the next time you're faced with a decision to sacrifice, ask yourself, are you doing this because it aligns with your values, or because you're afraid of what might happen if you don't? Speak up, live your values, and don't let the fear of conflict turn you into a martyr. Because at the end of the day, true relationships aren't about silent sacrifices. They're about mutual respect, open communication, and shared values.